Okay, first of all, volume warning. After we start, there is a guy screaming.
This is a video game, and
it will be loud.
We're gonna be honest with you, folks. So we played this already. Like, this is after we played parts like 1 and 2 and chapters and whatever. But I lost the video. So this is us going through the prologue again. This is pre-recorded by Nick.
You're welcome.
And
this is the first time I've seen it.
Nick's playing it. So that's the joke is, oh my god, this game is so... What? What is this game?
Okay, here comes the volume, so...
It's just so bad.
Okay, that wasn't actually that bad.
It's also probably really quiet.
Yeah.
So Nick, tell us, because this will be the first part, tell us about, like, this game in general.
Okay, so this game, first of all, is famous for, it was originally started in, like, the early 90s. I don't know. Actually, this doesn't matter. So, these three people...
Alone the warrior.
Yeah, so he likes making credit decisions.
It's still funny the second time. It's still really fun.
So this game was in development for like 15 years. Originally for like the Amiga or something dumb like that. Atari ST, I don't know.
And this Steve Bovis did like everything, right?
Yeah, he was like all the programming, and then Lawrence Croucher and Francis... I don't remember their names.
Alistair
they did like
Crowley.
some voice. It was not Alistair Crowley.
It was.
What goes on in his head? I know that. I forget.
What?
You lost me. Anyway, the game steals assets like crazy. Like, I think you're gonna see some stuff from Thief in this first level, and in chapter 3, I think it's just
it's still
90%.
So funny.
90% Oblivion, which is not a small game. Super recognizable. I think it was on sale for a total of 2 or 3 months before it was pulled from distribution.
Like physical copies?
Yeah.
Are physical copies of this game expensive?
I didn't even look. I'm gonna look on eBay right now. eBay sponsor us.
I mean, I would imagine if they made like 0 copies, it's probably super expensive.
Tell me.
Also, the TV we're playing on is very weird when, like, very low bass stuff happens. So you hear him talking and it'll be like, ugh! What? Is that the only one?
That's the only one I saw.
How much is it?
Pony up, boys. $500 each. Let's go.
There's one entry with 19 people watching it for $2,000.
It doesn't surprise me at all.
But free shipping.
I mean, isn't that the worst when, like, you buy something expensive and they're like, plus $6 shipping, and you're like, dude, come on.
So this is a point-and-click adventure game, and they like to use very tiny items that don't stick out at all. You can barely see them. It's impossible to see anything. You just have to guess.
It's what you call an FAQ game. A game where you just have to follow a walkthrough the whole time, always and forever.
Yeah, I didn't even try playing it without it, because I read a forum thread from like 8 years ago that was just the highlight of several days of lunch periods.
So, is this game, like, I'd never heard of it before you. Is this game pretty well known? Like, in a specific community? Like, if you brought it up... Fourth wall!
I don't think so, because I was at, SGDQ, which is people play games all the time, and nobody had heard of it. So it seems to be relatively unknown, surprisingly.
It's a gift. Take it.
He gave us earworm.
No, not really. You don't have to, honestly. But I insist.
It's definitely a worm, but that's not what... I don't think that's what they call it. I think they call it a maggot for some reason.
Okay. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric!
Now I go, but I will be keeping eyes upon you.
So if anyone watching notices, there is, like, pretty constantly literally spelling mistakes.
Yeah. And grammar.
Now what?
And that's Captain Benjamin Spooner Briggs of Brigantine Mary Celeste, which was a real ship that was found abandoned completely, and nobody really knows what happened to it.
Okay, so talk about this.
So, anytime you want to do an action, you have to right-click, which brings up that stupid Ouija board menu. And bottom left is look, bottom right is take, top right is action, and top left is sense. I think I used sense like once or twice in the entire game. This is just showing what you have. Okay, so it actually does say worm. Something says mag. I don't remember.
Strange gift, strange fellow.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at my items just to give you guys a feel of this because I don't want to do this. None of this is important. You can't figure out any of the puzzles because none of them make sense in any way.
I don't know how to explain this, but when you walk away from the screen, the way your character like gets bigger and smaller is very satisfying to me. It's a specific type of like view, but like I just love it. Like it's just super funny. Like I don't know. I understand things as they get further away get smaller, but the way they do it in this game is just very amusing.
Yeah, it's hard to do like perspective correctly.
Yeah.
And this is not the right way.
Like, hello! It's just I love when he walks towards the screen and just his walk cycle.
Also, when we talk about the compass too, you'll see it spinning around constantly unless you're hovering over an exit. So that's so you can build a map. If you wanted to do one, there's no in-game map at all.
I don't remember this from the first time we did that.
Because the whole game is like, what was that?
Okay, he doesn't know either.
Exactly. It's never explained at all. That's the only mention of it.
Huh? Oh, god dang it! Skip!
You'll see me here like playing with the subtitles because he's saying stuff, and I had subtitles on. I'm like, okay, I hear stuff, but nothing's happening. See, there I'm playing with the subtitles. Like, okay, it says subtitles on.
This dude is the worst.
He is, and he plays a big part in like every chapter. Still no subtitles.
They just didn't.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you up there.
I just love the main character's deadpan towards everything. Like, you just saw like a sitting corpse that's like, blah, 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 and you're like, oh, what a strange fellow, huh?
Oh yeah, there also is an offensive word coming up. I don't know why it's in there. It's somebody's name though. That's in a couple minutes.
Oh.
So just be forewarned.
I don't even remember it.
It's a slur for people.
I just love how long this goes!
Yeah. He's sleeping.
So this dude, not only, he's a captain of a ship, but he's a narcoleptic.
Yes.
He just literally, like, I've been bored before, but I've never fallen asleep standing up. What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I must have nodded off.
Oh, that's all right. Don't you mind me. You must be something for us.
So I'm so glad they have the subtitles for this.
Yeah, because this guy just mumbles the whole time.
What are you doing up there anyway?
And his eye fell out, so there you go. That's fun.
Yeah, what were you saying?
So the person writing that thought that was so freaking funny.
Uh-huh.
Like Deadpan was like, oh, it'd be funny if he was like, where's my eye? Where's my eye? Oh, here it is, mate.
Yeah, this guy is just literally falling apart. The more you meet him, the more he falls apart. Ranger was mentioned on that first door.
Putting off his food. Sorry.
Do we have a list of assets that it was stolen from?
There's an entire wiki.
Alright.
background video, audio, menus,
Menus.
models, inventory, items,
Oh my god.
concept art.
Oh, I
They
see.
stole concept art. Go to background.
Yeah. 'Cause this is-
Wah!
Okay.
Oh, by the way, this guy constantly breaks the.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, the fourth wall is broken too much where it's just boring.
So they stole stuff from Diablo 2, small game no one's ever heard of.
Nope.
Diablo.
Which
That's
I
what I
haven't
say.
Yeah, that's
It's a
annoying.
huge.
Diablo!
Morrowind,
I wonder whether I
Oblivion,
you know, if I could find it.
Hey man, is it easier to make something from scratch or steal it?
Steal it. Return
Right?
to Castle Wolfenstein, Thief Deadly Shadows,
I like how he steals assets, but it's only from like the most prolific games in the entire universe.
Unreal Tournament 2K3,
And 2K4. They took a lot from Unreal.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, Weta Collectibles.
Oh,
So
thank
that's,
That's
God.
like physical items.
yeah.
Nick's gonna become a
Is it way?
And then there's
speedrunner of this game and just
Yeah.
play it all day, every day.
All I have to do is finish it, and I'm in second. So it's like a 4-hour run, and I spent probably half an hour playing this,
Okay.
trying to skip any cutscene, and you can't do it.
I wonder what if you could skip all the cutscenes. It's probably like an hour-long game.
Yeah, it would be really short because these cutscenes are so long. They talk so much.
Just cooking.
Is this the one with the person making the brew? Or like,
Yes,
oh,
that's the offensive named person.
right.
But they only say it once. So I'm just gonna scream when it happens.
So any you know, youngins out there who are watching Limbo of the Lost and we just had a conversation with a corpse, beware. Okay?
But like reanimated corpse, so it's okay.
That's fine.
I mean, zombies are big these days.
What a stink.
That's
Shh. You'll wake my master. Who said that? Show yourself.
Also, the great thing is,
Otherwise we'll
you can't see it, but you're standing right in front of him. So even if those
where are
portraits weren't there, you wouldn't be able to see who you're talking to.
at the master's feet.
yeah, he's literally like just ahead underneath the foot of that.
Yeah.
Do not wake my master. It gets very.
My favorite line is the way he says, "Silence, you fool."
Yeah, the voice acting, some of it's interesting,
I was with my figure of man.
most of it's terrible.
She woke you before dinner. But look at me now. Can't be much fun, I'm sure. Being a hand. Can I assure you it
Isn't
is?
that like League of voice acting that it's so bad that it just becomes like
Mind you,
more
it's very tempting
strange
to
than
come to-
bad? Because you're just like thinking like, what was their thought process when they were like reading these lines, and why did they give such weird deliveries?
Like House of the Dead has funny, like bad voice acting where you're like it's so memorable, but this isn't. This guy's just like, I remember now.
It's like he's trying really hard, but he just is not doing that well.
Are you okay?
Not to say I could do any better, because I couldn't.
All this time I'm used to it. Oh, good. So,
That's me
are
smiling.
you going to tell me? Tell you what? How to
Love
get
the
out.
snoring the entire
You're going
time.
to tell me. What?
Just look at that huge text box. It just makes you want to uninstall the game.
I really want to. That would be great.
You see the master?
But you're like, you see all those ellipses and like, and you're like, oh my god.
You don't need to write that stuff down. It adds nothing.
Well, I don't think I need to explain. And that's your help, is it?
I'm sorry.
Didn't get your back.
That's like a 14-year-old girl.
I can feel your head. Head to head.
And the random all caps.
I do, don't I?
A rare moment of
Now
self-awareness.
listen, don't be so impatient. The master is not yet. Perhaps you could find a way of increasing the potency of the obtaining crew. If you know what I mean.
That's a hint. That was a hint, but it's impossible to
I
figure
don't
out.
know one of that name, but you yourself might try. Shall we say a sleeping draft? All right. Very clever. When you have the crew, return here with it and place it next to me. I will wake my master. Crew will do the rest. It's not much, but at least it's a
I think we mentioned it last time, but he's sleeping, so you feed him so he goes to sleep.
Yeah. Obviously.
He's so asleep that you're like clearly talking in front of him, but it's like, we need to put him to sleep. That's what we need.
See, you cannot see him under the foot. He is not there. Now you can see him.
Dang. You gotta wake my master to put him to sleep. Oh my god, it's so good. I'm so excited for the next part that we're doing today.
The puzzles. This puzzle especially makes me so angry because it doesn't make any sense.
It's like something like this you just cannot skip.
Yeah, you can't skip anything.
Oh my word, a visitor.
Like I was there smashing my keyboard, trying to find a magical key combination that would do it, but you cannot do it. If you click, it makes the words disappear, but that's it.
Well, what do you think? Shall I?
Rhetorical, because I can't do anything.
What does in for a penny mean?
In for a penny, in for a pound. It means, well, might as well.
Huh.
Oh, faggots the
Oh.
game, kings the game.
Oh.
Fine yield of flesh.
Oh, mature.
You're the flesh, madam. I will
Dang it, Limbo of the Lost.
take you, spoon of brains, captain of the Brigandine Mary Celeste.
Captain, eh?
She cares about
Sounds very
none of
grand.
that.
I'll have to look that one up. Never done a captain before. Might have to check the books.
Excuse my ignorance, but when you say down the captain,
Look at that look of primal fear.
Does he ever at any point?
You could have literally that entire sentence he just said. You could just say, "Done a captain," and that's it. Instead of all those words.
Does he ever get to the point where he's not just deadpan, where he's like, "No"?
Yeah. Wait till chapter 3.
Good.
I think that'll be next week.
I can't wait to hear him go. "Whoa."
Maybe not next week, because that's a long, like 70-minute episode.
Oh
Or
baby.
I guess we can split it across two.
No.
Yeah, let's just all do it all at once.
The last 10 minutes or whatever is, one cutscene and just fantastic.
Yep.
Now what to do?
It really is.
God,
It really
it's
is.
Amazing.
It really is the godfather of PC adventure games. Chapter 3, baby.
You up so fast you hit the furthest wall.
well, perhaps I could tell. What is it you need?
Well, I'm not
That's how
too
I feel
sure,
about
really.
this. Ooh, and dead.
Why don't you runs off and find me something nice, tasty? Ooh, and then
And then,
And then,
I'll see what I can do.
best you do, my lad. Well, off with you.
Best you
Young
do,
gun
my
girl
lad.
wants to have his feet soon. Nice
Wolf whistle.
though. Jen, you're immortal, Briggsy, lad.
okay, that's creepy.
that actually was not enough Haas for once.
Do not say a bloody word.
I love the point. I want to get a screen cap of that exact second that he's pointing at you. That'll be my new profile picture.
Okay, so you can't see it. There's a note there.
Captain Benjamin something something of the Brigandine Mary Celeste.
Does this guy ever dab in games?
Yeah!
We'll see.
I heard part 4 is all about dabbing.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, you see that pot? That little
So I
tiny
picked up-
pot?
yeah, I picked
See that
up-
little tiny pot that's in the corner?
A jar and a pot, and there's something else I have to pick up.
Candle?
Or at least look at, I think.
Note. So she likes a drop of the hard stuff.
Yeah, I stopped looking at items almost completely in the next chapters because it's just a waste of time. Human fat.
Hmm.
Giving you time to read that.
Good. Yeah, show me this empty pot.
Sleeping snot.
At present,
That-
it stands empty.
That is like
proof. That's pretty
a
strong.
hint, but nobody would ever get it. Oh, a bookshelf. Okay.
Also, I like the hand when it's touching on something and it's like kind of
There.
grabbing.
It took forever to find that freaking book.
Well done.
Oh, also all those letters on the Ouija board when you right click,
The dead, the better.
they are used, I believe, exactly one time.
We'll explain when you're older, son.
I didn't hear what you said. Okay. The letters on the Ouija board are used one time in like the final puzzle of the game.
Can we talk about this dude's? Does he have a ponytail? It's hard to
I don't
tell.
think so. I think he just has
Like slick back.
1700s captain hair.
Ah.
Okay, you can hear mill mates down there.
Well, this
Mumbling
was
to
action,
himself.
right?
I think so.
Action.
Yeah, that's the thing. The fucking whispers. Everything you're doing.
What'd you forget something?
No, I think you have to try to do that to be able to use the next item. Also, notice all these torches on the walls?
Yeah.
Okay, just want you to be aware of this puzzle that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
So you
So I got a torch, and I dip it in human fat to get an oiled torch, and I have to light it here. None of those other torches are good enough.
The oil makes sense.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
I get it.
Fine, that part,
But also, yeah, not being able to just pull one of them off the wall. Like, they're everywhere.
there's one in the same room, 2 feet away.
Listen, this is adventure game logic, man. You gotta have the exact right one.
I hate it. I hate it so much. There's one, 2, 3, at least.
How often?
Oh, look, right there.
How often do you think in like castles back then they had to replace torches?
They had full-time staff.
Like every day? Like twice a day?
I don't know. Yes.
He sure is still talking.
Based. So that was like a several. That was a several thousand foot drop because it like he was yelling from falling for like
Yeah.
8 seconds.
Yeah.
Ah!
And it was actually about 2 feet, maybe.
Ah! He just falls very slowly.
That's me.
Oh yeah, that thing that matters. It is relevant to things.
Yeah.
It actually makes an appearance later.
Okay, good.
In one of the
Excellent.
later chapters.
Excellent.
I was worried.
I think it's like a boss. Okay, so I got water, and I put that earworm in it, and that makes it tequila.
Wait, did the item literally just say tequila anyone?
Yep.
So literally.
There, it said Arax maggot.
Huh.
So it said a slimy worm before, but when I put it in the sewer water, it becomes a maggot, and the water
So,
becomes tequila.
They use the meme that like worms go into tequila, but like make it literally that they make it tequila.
Yeah, it's like a fundamental misunderstanding of tequila.
Why do they put the worm
You know,
in that?
I actually had tequila for the first time last week.
Was there a worm in it?
There was not.
Why do they put worms in it?
Google?
Okay, Google. Actually, hold on.
Who has? We're gonna look it up because nothing is happening in this game.
Okay, Google.
Ever again.
Why do they put worms in tequila? Thank you very much. It did put thank you very much.
Here's what I found.
The real story behind the tequila worm. Nick, I'll tell you in about 30 seconds, okay?
Anyway, the tequila I had, I don't know what it was, but it went down easy. It was pretty good. I was at karaoke, so there you go. Okay, picking up a human skull.
Okay.
No
As
problem.
he does.
Happy
Makes-
to do it,
Makes book noise.
but not happy.
I'm not happy about carrying this, but if you're sure.
Again, human skull, just fine. Severed
Possessive
arm.
your, by the way.
Severed arm, not okay.
What did he say?
I don't know. There weren't any subtitles. Upside down is probably a hint. I don't, but no one would ever be able to figure it out.
Ooh, I died. Thank you,
No Mace is still talking, even though you don't see him again in this chapter.
No makes.
Ha! Because he has no friends. Ha ha ha.
Very funny.
That is hilarious. Okay, now we're gonna.
That was a not good answer that I got from it. That apparently it was a marketing ploy from like some small tequila company to set them apart.
Okay, well,
But
then, how is
they
that
didn't-
not good?
I mean, I wanted like an actual like chemical reason, like oh
No, there's no chemical reason.
having a worm in there brings out whatever for some reason. Dumb. I
Okay.
hate this game.
So here's this alcoholic. I give her the sewer water worm tequila.
Ah, very much. That's just what I needed.
I do love the drop of the hard stuff.
She won't stop mentioning that.
Oh, bloody hell, that's got a kick to it.
Smashes the bottle because why not?
That's much
I also
better.
like how she's like Irish.
Yeah. Now you give her a severed arm and everything is
You
right
just-
in the world.
you don't even.
Very much.
you just-
That's better.
It's like a dog bringing you like a dead mouse or whatever they found. It's just like
Yeah.
handed without
Fancy
a
it
comment.
tastes lovely.
And now the human skull has soup or something in it. Because human skulls make perfect holes.
Yes.
Full human skulls.
Yes.
It's just a fact.
What are we having problems with here?
Nothing. I'm saying
Good.
it's perfect.
Okay, so where's the potion? The only draft you put is when you open the door.
He says that every time you go into this room. Every time. Luckily, I only did it this time.
You are ugly.
That's what you say to the 20-foot behemoth standing in front of you.
So, oh, he's got snot. So, what do you do with that? Okay, you collect it, and then you mix it with the soup, and now it's super mega sleepy soup.
Could you give it to him if you didn't get that snot?
No.
Huh.
So, I tried to give it to him, but oh, hey, I'm standing right in front of the freaking guy.
And then,
Yeah.
and you go back to standing in front of him.
Yep, it's awesome.
Completely missed it.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
I like, it says meanwhile,
master.
but I'm literally standing right outside the door.
Thumbs up.
They could have shown it.
My favorite.
it's so potent that you just instantly fall asleep.
Yep. And he's in the same position, even though you heard him falling and crashing and stuff.
But I need to be quick.
Well, luckily a lot changed.
He's like, okay, I need to be quick. Waits 8 seconds.
Thank you, Base Grunger. Also, that didn't really help the head out at all. He's still like a head underneath his foot. Like it
Yeah.
didn't like help him in any way.
No, I'm not about helping anybody. I want all
But
these
like
people...
the head came up with the idea, and it's like it's not like the head was like being beat up, and now it's like he's asleep.
I
He
think
was always asleep.
There's probably like those guys there have been there for so long that they've just accepted their life at this point.
Makes sense. This is pretty much over, right? You just leave.
Yeah.
Beware, Walter.
Oh yeah, this part.
Yeah.
Where you just walk forward.
Yeah.
New spot.
there's-
I literally never would have guessed that.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
But there's no way out. What?
That key I stole from
Excellent.
Grunger.
Excellent.
Excellent. Okay, that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything after
All right,
that.
guys. Thank you for watching part 1. Check us out
Nope,
for part 2.
This was part 0.
Part 0.
Part 0.
Check us out for part 1, part 2, all that. See you next time. On. CIBL, peace.